Behave yourself, Grandad. What a great song.
Yeah,
Martin Freeman is with us. He came in full of praise for Chas and Dave.
Yeah, I did, because I'd seen them a few years ago.
Playing live, presumably, or just in the street.
Playing live, and they were really, really good. Yeah.
They were a great couple of fellas. Well, there's 3 of them. What's the name of the drummer? I don't know. We've let ourselves down here.
I don't know. And it's Lucy Davis, by the way.
Oh, I've got it here.
Mick
Burt.
Mick Burt. Mick had to be Mick, didn't it? Had to be a Mick.
Mick wore a trilby.
Yeah, you see, because I think he's losing his hair, probably.
Well, no, I think...
Maybe he's been trepanned.
No, I think he's...
You think he's...
What? I don't think he's alive.
Is he not?
I don't think so. And now I've just said that.
Oh,
I'm not sure he is.
You see, this is why...
But he was, he was the main drummer.
This is sometimes why maybe we should be a bit more careful with our booking policies.
Yeah. Well, or maybe a bit more careful with your... speaking policy.
Well, you're the one who blundered into that. Meine Freundliche.
No, but I don't want, frankly, people who know people don't want you talking about, maybe he's had trepanning done. Well, you know what I mean?
A lot of people aren't even aware what trepanning is. We should perhaps dwell on that. This is, it's an ancient practice.
It's an ancient form of, curing
head
maladies.
Yeah, people used to cut a little hole in their skull to let a bit of fresh air in. A bit like a haze airwick.
They thought the humours or whatever would come out, wouldn't they?
Was it the humours they were after?
I don't know about the humours, but the malady would kind of leak out. Or
and who's to say they're wrong?
I kind of agree, actually. Yeah. I kind of agree, because there are plenty of things we do that in 100 years' time they'll think that's mad. Like letting you dress up for radio. Yeah, well, that's that kind of thing.
You see, he's coming belligerent. Yeah. Quite aggressive.
I'm going belligerent. This is me happy.
I had coffee with Ricky Gervais yesterday.
Oh, right. Again, the highlight of his life, Andy. He can't wait to talk about him. I'm not impressed by that. I know him.
Here's the thing. We sat down and had a coffee and a cigar together.
God, they do. It's like The Sopranos. Last time I saw Rick, he'd turn into Tony Soprano. It was ridiculous.
Till he's gone to his head.
Oh, hasn't it?
He had a young woman standing behind him massaging him the whole time.
Who was he?
He's like veal. He's like being prepared for the kitchen. He's a slave all the time. When we got out, I said, I'm driving, you're listening. No, he had a hansom cab. 2 young fellas in 18th century gear had to carry him back to his flat in Bloomsbury.
I would love that. Did he have a red-lined cape?
He is actually dressed, as always, like a window cleaner.
Black tracksuit bottoms?
He's made some money now.
Yeah. Black tracksuit bottoms and a talk-back jacket.
He said we look a bit like the Persuaders together.
Who, you and him?
He thinks I look like Roger Moore, he looks like Tony Curtis on a bad day. Well, I think I've got the Moore covered. I think he's imagining the rest.
Well, to be honest, I think... he might look a little bit like Curtis in that he's the smaller, darker one. But look, that's a stylish man. Yeah, Ricky wears free clothes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He was wearing a free jacket. You're right. He was carrying the jacket...
Avalon?
No, the jacket was from a film that even I've never heard of. And
that he surely to God had nothing to do with.
And has never seen.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies, your career, boom, going through the roof. Look at this. What's going on here? What a marvellous success story.
I don't know about that. We haven't done it yet.
Well, you've done a few.
Well, I've done a few.
You were in Love Actually.
I've done literally 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
It's not Jack Nicholson.
It's 2 more than Andy's done.
No, I've done 1.
Have you?
I was in a short film years ago.
Doesn't count.
I played the youth. I walked in front of a car.
And were you all right?
Yeah,
Were you run over?
No.
You just walked in front of the car?
Yeah. It was, perspective. I was actually looking nearer than I was.
Do you think Jonathan's good in his films?
Yeah. Have you seen me in my films?
You've been in more films than Anthony Hopkins.
I've been in 3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it always playing you?
No, not always.
Spice Girls, the movie.
In one, I played some old bloke with the makeup on my face. I did it. I don't know why. It's a film called Pervarella. Let's draw a line under that.
Pervarella. Now, I think we can guess.
No, it was a sort of like low-budget cult movie made thing, and I did it as a favour for these guys, and I'm terrible in it, of course. Of course. Mark Lamar's in it as well.
Right.
What were we thinking?
Yeah.
Well, I know what Lamar was thinking, because he got off with someone on the cast. Anyway. Martin Freeman is with us, possibly the most talented performer of his generation.
Or any other.
Of any other generation. Yeah. He's the actor against all other actors measure themselves. He's currently seen in Hardware on ITV. This is the 2nd series.
It is the 2nd series.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thanks.
Yeah,
Thank
it's fun.
much.
And it's nice to see ITV is edging back towards proper comedy now. You've got this, and you've got also on ITV, there's the Rob Brydon series.
Yes, indeed.
DVD Director's Cut, which is good.
Which is
both good shows, both new sort of comedy for them.
Absolutely, yeah.
And fun to make, no doubt.
Very fun to make. Well, you know other people in the cast. You know Peter Serafinowicz and...
Oh, he's a lovely, very funny fella.
And other people. It's a lovely bunch of people.
Now, what about Ken Morley in the cast, the guy from Coronation Street? Is he fun to work with?
He is fun to work with. He's a unique entity.
You remind me of him.
Thank you.
A younger him.
Thank you very much. I reminded me of a younger him, which is why I went on a diet, because I thought, but for the grace of God.
He likes a bit of lard, doesn't he? You can tell.
Yeah, he does. He likes a bit of all sorts. Yeah.
Do you eat dripping?
No, I don't. I don't eat meat.
Not at all. Ever?
What does that mean?
What, even in like
Not
a hot dog?
No, not even.
What
when
if
it's
you're having a
hot.
hamburger?
No, not even that.
Peculiar, isn't it?
No, I don't eat meat.
No, I don't eat meat either. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
not that
I know,
peculiar.
but-
It's not that peculiar.
Do you eat
It's not
fish?
the 40s. I do. I went back to fish when I was about 28. Yeah.
So you're not one of these people, nothing with a face?
No, I'm not, to be honest, no.
I'm thinking of going vegetarian.
No, you're not, Jonathan.
I am.
Why lie about it? Just
I'm
because you're
thinking
outnumbered in this studio.
I'm thinking about it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm thinking, because I probably smell a bit beefy, don't I? To you.
You look a bit
non-meat
beefy.
eaters.
You look a bit porky. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You're in good shape.
I'm not bad shape for a man my age.
God, I mean, you're 10 years older than me and you're looking good.
Am I 10 years older than you?
Are you 42?
No one would think that.
Are you 42?
I'm 43.
You're 11 years older than me.
Wow. You're just a baby, really.
Not really.
You've got
Not
sort
when
of a
you think.
baby face, haven't you?
I've got a sort of baby face, but with...
It's a squidgy Play-Doh.
Yeah, it
face.
is. It is, to be honest, yeah. I don't even mind you saying that, because that's not
Yeah,
even an insult.
it's
That's
not.
sort of true. Yeah.
But I imagine as an actor that works in your favour.
Look at Jim Carrey.
Exactly. Yeah. What's the comparison there?
Just the money.
He's got a finely chiselled features. Okay, I tell you what I thought Martin was especially good in. Love Actually, which I really enjoyed.
Did you? Well, thanks, man.
I
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed it.
I really liked the film. I loved the film. I don't think I was especially good in it, but thank you
I
very
think
much.
you're very good. You weren't given a lot to do. It was a very small part. It was short, and yet you made it your own, and it really worked well. It was a lovely, charming, one of the many strands in the film.
Well, thanks. I would have to, give praise to Joanna Page, who was my co-star.
She was lovely, innit, with you?
in my story.
How much time did you spend filming that?
Very little. A few days.
Yeah.
A matter of days. Kind of spaced over a few weeks. I hardly got to meet any other stars.
But this intrigues me because people make a big song and dance about making movies, and I'm sure it's very hard because we see any number of films which aren't good. Mm-hmm. Okay, and yet here you think, well, you only spent a couple of days on it. Everyone else spent maybe a week or something. It can't be. Why do they fail so often? Why is it so hard to do?
Without kissing butt, I would say, because they're not all written and directed by someone who really, really knows their trade as well.
Yeah.
As Richard, and he's got, obviously, it's not just him. He's amassed a great team, great technicians, just a massive crew, really good, competent actors.
Yeah.
Not myself included, because
No, yes, you are.
I'm only little in it. But just very, very good people in it,
Yeah.
and everyone knew their job, and it wasn't a kind of thing where people's ego was kind of going to get.
Maybe that's the way to do it. Have you turned down a lot of films, though, a lot of work? Are you choosy what you do? I mean, that's not a kind of underhanded compliment, but I'm just curious as whether a lot of stuff has come your way.
To be absolutely honest, yes.
Yeah. And can you tell us any of the things you've turned down? Why not?
No.
Well,
I don't think so. No.
Ricky told me some things he turned down.
Yeah. One of them was Love Actually. Yeah.
No, he didn't. He turned
other
down
was Hitchhikers,
so
yeah.
much stuff. I don't know
Yeah.
whether I should say what he turned down.
Well, you might be able to say on his behalf.
Yeah.
That won't make him look big-headed.
He's turned down several major Hollywood films.
Ricky, to his credit, has got, he's got taste and he's got restraint, because he doesn't let it run away with him that he thinks, oh, well, I'm being offered it, I should do it. He knows there are certain things I would be ridiculous in that, or it's a bad film.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I think. He is doing The Simpsons, though, even though in the
Is he
papers
really?
he's been saying he's not doing The Simpsons. He is doing The Simpsons.
Is he? Well, that's a
Yeah.
great coup. I didn't know that. That's really, really good.
Did
for
you
him.
get offered The Simpsons?
No, I definitely didn't. That's not one I turned down. I wish it were.
You would have done it. What did you turn down then?
I'm not going to tell you what I turned down.
Well, why not?
Gwyneth Paltrow says never talk about the films you didn't do, and I think that's a good piece of advice.
I can't believe you just quoted Gwyneth Paltrow.
Well, I can't believe you just quoted Gervais. Right, what are we going to do on next? Old Man Steptoe?
Gervais is one of the leading lights of his generation.
He is in a way.
Yeah, for a tramp, he's done
Yeah,
fantastic.
for a gaslight.
I mean,
yeah, he's one of
essentially,
the leading
really, he's
gaslights.
cheated fate. He's actually cheated fate. Let's have some more music. I imagine you being a youngster, you've got your finger on the rock and roll pulse.
Occasionally, my girlfriend Amanda helps keep that finger there.
Now, how old is Amanda?
That's absolutely none of your...
I've met Amanda, and
Cotton-picking
she's
business.
probably about 10 years younger than you are.
She's about 40 years younger than you. Hang on, that makes me sound bad.
Now, we only
She's just
met
had
the
a
one night.
landmark birthday.
Did she?
Yeah.
We met the one night. I sensed that she was kind of attracted to me. Now, obviously for you this might be difficult to talk about.
Not at all, because I sense exactly the same thing with old Goldie. Yeah, it was completely reciprocal.
Old Goldie?
Who's young Goldie? Sorry.
Is that my wife talking about? Old Goldie?
Yeah, the
I
great
think
jungle
she
artist.
probably did find you attractive. I think most people found you attractive in the office. Disappointing when they meet you, but in the office,
Well, I've
the
met your
character of
wife more
Tim,
than once, mate.
Old Goldie.
I've met Jane more than once. Okay, now if I have to call her by her first name, I will. But I'd rather call her Old Goldie. If
Yeah,
that's
I
all
think
right.
she prefers that as well.
Yeah, I think she does, yeah.
Let's put. So anyway, I was
Go on,
before
rock and roll
before you
pulse.
started talking about how much younger your girlfriend is than you.
And before you start talking about how much she fancies you,
What music do you listen to?
I listen to.
Either
I've got very Catholic tastes. I have all sorts, everything from Carmina Burana to Public Enemy.
Wow, listen to that.
Everything.
It's almost as if that was prepared by you then.
Yeah.
Do you
Well,
get
it
asked this a
wasn't.
lot?
No, I don't. But I think about music all the time.
But what do you really favour?
Well, I'm a bit of a soul boy, John.
Really?
I'm a bit of a soul boy.
Shall we go with Are You Ready for Teddy?
I'm ready for
We won't have
Teddy.
time.
Teddy?
We won't have time for Teddy. We'll have time for this, and then we'll play it afterwards.
Okay, what's
It's a new single from I Am Clute.
Well, this is exactly what he probably didn't want to
No,
listen
I've heard of them. I
Yeah,
don't know
see?
them. I don't
Well,
know
there you
them.
are. It's an education.
to.
Okay, cool.
We'll give it a listen. Rather lovely.
Yeah.
88 to 91 FM, this is Radio 2 from the BBC.
But why do you fancy Peter Vaughan? You're
That's
just expressing a big interest.
We were talking about Remains of the Day.
We were.
And Martin Freeman has now accused me of finding an older man attractive.
Well, what's wrong with that?
That was the Stylistics. That's happening. Welcome to the Love Shack every Saturday here on Radio 2.
This is taking you back to your soul boy roots, isn't it?
I rather like a bit of soul music.
Yeah, I know you
occasionally. Yeah, are you a soul dancer? Can you move? Do you shake your tail
I
feather?
can move, I think. Yeah, I can move.
Haven't
I
you
do
got
like
some
moving.
sort of disability, though? I remember some sort of problem, some sort of knee or
I've
hip
had
problem.
hip problems.
Okay.
But as a child,
What happened?
I had a thing called Perthes disease, which wears away the joints at the ball and socket joint.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so I had to have it
And
operated on.
Have you had a new hip put in or anything?
Not a new hip. I had a clamp put in for 2 years and then taken out, and it sort of broke it and reshaped it.
I worked with a dog with a new hip once.
Did you?
Yeah, at St Bernard's. So Martin Freeman is with us here on Radio 2. You wouldn't think they could replace a dog's hip, would you?
No.
You wouldn't think they'd want to bother, really.
I didn't even know if that was a joke.
No, it's not a joke. I
Right,
worked with a
okay.
St Bernard dog
Right.
who'd had a plastic hip put in.
Oh,
I think he needed it. I don't think it was a whim of the owners.
that's really nice.
What show was this?
Huh? It wasn't a show. It was
It's
when
a
I was.
film.
It's not a whole show. You wouldn't be able to get a whole show out of it. Be
I don't know if
honest.
you had the whole operation and everything.
No. It wasn't about the operation. He just by the by, he'd happened to have a. He's looking good. He's got a plastic hip. I know.
But you worked with him. What do you mean you worked with
Years
him?
ago. I worked with the dog. Well, I made a TV commercial when I was a kid for
Oh,
Win-A-Lot.
really? Of course, because you're real showbiz to the bone, aren't you?
Through and through, my friend. Through.
You're sort of like the Barrymores, the Rosses, aren't they? Do you know what I mean? It's
Oh
like
yeah,
a
just
dynasty.
like the Bowmores. I made a dog food commercial when I was a kid.
Yeah, but
That's
all
just
of
like
you,
an acting
all of you,
dynasty.
all of you are in the business.
Not all of us.
Well, how many other siblings have you got?
I've got 4 brothers and a sister.
Is your sister in the business?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I know your brothers are.
Yeah. Okay.
They're
Lovely.
all in the business.
All right.
And your mum.
Look, you're just wearing me out now.
All right, sorry. I thought your hair was looking a bit dishevelled.
Now we know Martin best from The Office, perhaps.
Perhaps. Well, if you haven't come to see my great theatre work, Jonathan. then-
We've seen him in Hardware,
Go
but
on.
we also see him powdered and bewigged as my Lord Shaftesbury
You have.
in Charles II on the excellent BBC television drama.
Hang on, that gives me an idea. Mm-hmm. Why don't we see if someone could win?
Yeah, look at that.
What a great moment of synergy there, because we have the Charles II DVD here from BBC DVDs.
Yeah.
Charles II, The Power and the Passion. Now, Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen, who played Charles II in that, was he as much fun to hang out with as... Did he give you a makeover? at every stage?
Dear Lord.
Who played him? It's Rufus Sewell, isn't it?
Rufus Sewell,
Okay,
who
that's a
was-
silly name, isn't it? Rufus Sewell.
Well, I mean, at least you know he's going to be an actor.
Rufus Sewell.
He was bloomin' delightful. He was
I'm sure he
great.
was.
And he was truly brilliant as Charles.
He is a very talented...
Very, very, very good man.
He's overcome... I've opened this DVD, though. I don't know why, because I don't have a player here, but he is a very talented actor.
Really good, and a lovely fella. Good taste in music as well.
Is he really? You wouldn't think of Rufus as being a...
No, you wouldn't, and
Down
he
with the
does.
hot
He
sounds.
does. He has very good taste.
What kind of taste is it, then?
Well, everything. He brought his iPod over to Prague, where we were, and so we're constantly everything from.
Hold on a second, this is a very modern conversation. See, you wouldn't
on.
be able to have this conversation
No,
2 years ago.
I know,
Someone wouldn't have
I know.
started a sentence with, he brought his iPod over to Prague.
I know.
You wouldn't have been going to Prague, you wouldn't have known what an iPod was.
I think actually, before a few years ago, international travel had been thought of.
Yeah, no,
to
I
be
know,
fair.
but people weren't going to Prague as much. They weren't going hither and yon to Prague as they are now. Indeed, now Prague is a destination for weekends and
Well, yeah,
stag
it's
nights
a
and so
big
on.
film thing. It's a big film destination as well.
When they want to film Russia, you go to Prague.
Yeah, when you want to film anywhere, really, you go to Prague.
You go to Prague.
Apart from Miami.
Prague's your go-to place.
Yeah,
Was Prague nice?
beautiful. Have you ever been?
Very briefly, I went there for one night, and I had to stay in the hotel for reasons which we probably shouldn't go into.
reasons which we can guess.
Interpol weren't involved.
No.
No, I was
But
doing
Inter
I was
was.
doing a corporate appearance for something, and I thought, great, I'm going to Prague for that. And they said, yeah, but you're a secret for the people you think, so you have to stay in your hotel room.
Oh, really?
So I flew to Prague. I just saw it through the window of the.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It
I'm
is a
sure
beautiful
it's
city.
It looked lovely from the window.
Yeah, it's great.
It's got a very thriving nightlife, I believe.
It has, but not any music that interested me at all. It's all kind of gabba and all that German or sort of European techno business.
What's gabba?
Gabba is that really, really horrible, hardcore, ugly alarm clock music.
Here's something I've never even heard of.
It's just horrible. Horrible. No melody, no sense of any human contact.
Right.
Horrible.
Gabba.
Gabba.
I think
you
Wogan
need to be
plays
off
that
your nuts.
some mornings, doesn't
Wogan
it?
is big into it, yeah.
There's a bit of Gabba. Because initially I thought maybe it had something to do with ABBA, and I got quite excited.
No, I would if it had anything to do with ABBA, yeah.
I work with a fellow in television called Michael Hurl. Occasionally,
Yeah.
you may be familiar with him.
I'm familiar with him.
He conceived and he produces and runs the Comedy Awards each year. He's got the best anecdotes in show business, I think.
Go on.
Because just by being around a long while, and that's what I aspire to, I think I'd like to stick around, stay in the saddle for a long while. So years to come, people will mention. We were talking to him before the Comedy Awards and I said, ABBA, you ever met ABBA? He went, yeah, I met ABBA. He said, I was in a hot air balloon with ABBA once, and we were forced to make an emergency landing in David Niven's garden in Switzerland. And this was an actual story he had about filming some kind of music show for the BBC in the 70s with ABBA in a hot air balloon. They needed to make an emergency stop. Who should run out and say, what are you doing in my garden? David Niven.
So they didn't know it was David's garden?
No idea. It's just
That's
like, we need to
fantastic.
land, and he came out, what are you doing here?
Really?
Yeah, how marvellous that. Spent a perfectly nice afternoon with ABBA and David Niven having a cup of tea, waiting for the hot air balloon repair people to turn up.
Brilliant. I bet many a Pims was drunk that afternoon.
I believe that story has just about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Niven, I love Niven.
Wouldn't David Niven have been great to meet?
Truly a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
Always believed him.
And a tragic life as well. His wife died, bizarrely, I don't know if you're familiar with this, when a game of sardines went wrong.
No, I'm not.
That's true. A
Really?
game of sardines went wrong. Just goes to show, you think everything's going on, you're having a nice evening, you're playing something. I believe she came out of her closet in the dark, fell down the stairs, and she had a strange name, like an Indian sounding, like Bindi or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not strange, Jonathan. It's just not.
well, for the times it was considered.
You really do betray
Back
your
then.
age sometimes. It's like
At least
speaking to some pre-war relic.
At least I didn't do an accent when I did it.
Yeah, I know. Like you did with Anthony Hopkins, and we thought you were talking about Bindi anyway.
And my Anthony
Hello, how are you
Hopkins,
doing?
it's quite good.
It is. No, it is. I've been to Delhi, and it's great.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. It's a nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you. I wasn't so sure about it. I'll put it
That's
this morning.
nice.
Okay. Martin Freeman is with us, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to put Tim behind him, really. He's kind of had the one big hit in his career. And now...
You've been saying this to me for ages. I know before it was the Super Noodles ad. That was it.
Were you in the Super Noodles ad?
I was in a couple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
was
didn't
in
know
a
that.
couple, yeah.
I haven't seen those.
Well,
you're
you probably
coming-
would have done.
You're coming on the talk show in a couple of weeks' time. Why don't we get them out and we can have a look at them?
Yeah, or you could always not do that.
Yeah, but now you've mentioned
That's
it.
the alternative.
I get the feeling that was almost like you outing yourself there.
I'm desperate to bring back the Noodles days, yeah.
Do you
You've
like...
got a very good lineup this week on your show.
Thank you for saying that.
Really good.
This is the
Really good.
talk show is back on BBC One on Friday
Yeah.
nights. We've got John Lydon,
Brilliant.
Lisa Tarbuck,
Fantastic.
Owen Wilson,
Marvellous.
Ben Stiller,
Brilliant.
music from Star Sailor
Fantastic.
What a great
So Star Sailor on this week.
on the TV show and on the
And
radio
they're
show.
on today.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So if you like Star Sailor, it's great. If you don't,
You've had it.
apologies all round. Martin Freeman is. What are you in here for, Martin? What are you actually talking up though? There's something.
Well, hardware.
It's lovely to see you.
Hardware's starting tomorrow.
Okay.
On ITV.
Now I like hardware.
Go on.
It took a while to win me over.
Fair play.
Yeah, initially I thought, oh, it's not. But then you get into the characters, you get
Yeah.
into the concept, and it's a fun, solid show.
My feeling about it is that when I'm watching a half-hour show, if it makes me laugh
Yeah.
3 times, that's pretty good going.
Yeah.
You know, that's like out loud. You know, and
yeah,
I think
actual proper big laughs.
Yeah, sort of, and I think Hardware's got those moments, and it's a very nicely played and pitched show.
It is not. And how hard is it to get that sort of thing right? Because you do part of it, or is it indeed all of it in front of a studio audience?
Virtually all of it.
Virtually all of it.
Virtually all of it.
So, and do you know in advance when you're rehearsing where the laughs are going to fall, where the audience are going to like, which moments they're going to respond to best, or is it still a kind of surprise to you?
It's still kind of a surprise at times. You know, you can kind of gauge it in rehearsals if everybody's laughing at a certain point. You can kind of guess that that's where the audience will be laughing, but it always surprises you.
So that's when you say everybody, you're talking about the cameraman, the people in the studio at the time.
If you can make a cameraman laugh, then you're Jerry Lewis, basically.
I
that's
found that
hard
the
going.
best way to make them laugh is actually just to tickle them.
Really?
Yeah, often with your foot.
I've never tried that.
Take your shoe off first. Often you'll see when I'm rehearsing a piece to come, I take my shoe off and I just tickle one in the,
Has this show won awards?
Which one?
This radio show?
Yeah.
Right.
in the past.
What else were they listening to?
You see what he's doing.
Partridge's Late Night. Go on.
He's chosen a moment of the show which maybe wasn't our strongest, and he's
Wasn't
delivered.
it strongest? It made Gervais sound good.
He's delivered like a killer punch to the solar plexus.
Sorry, mate. I'm just aware that you're an award-winning broadcaster.
Yeah.
I can't help thinking Alistair Cook didn't waste his time talking about how to tickle cameramen.
Malcolm Muggeridge spinning in his grave as we speak. Okay, we're going to have some more music now. Is this a track that we chose for Martin?
No.
What is this then?
It's a new track from The Fountains of Wayne.
Well, we've all been waiting for this one then.
Well,
I Am
yeah.
Clute.
No, who was I Am Clute? There's Fountains of Wayne.
They're good. They're better than I Am Clute. Well, no, let's not play favourites. They're good. That sounded good. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes your lack of understanding of music, because I know you're a musical guy,
Yeah.
but sometimes Andy plays things, seriously.
Yeah.
And I've been in the bath listening to the show, surrounded by suds. And you've asked him what something was that is just beyond belief.
What
to me.
do you mean?
I mean, for example, and this is wrong, this is going to be an exaggeration, but say, he plays, Paint It Black, and you go, that's good, who's that?
Well, I tell you what, I like to think it's charming. There are gaps in my musical knowledge, as there are anyone's, and I'm not ashamed to admit that.
I think you're absolutely right.
I'm not one of these people who has to pretend to know everything.
No, neither am I, Jonathan. But also, I'm not one of these people who, when Andy suggests play a bit of Northern Soul, you go, oh no, not Northern Soul, let's have Bowie on again.
Well, Bowie's better than Northern Soul. That's why. Yes, that's not actually debatable,
Sure,
is it?
absolutely,
No,
yeah.
Even Northern Soul fans, I'm going, he's got a point there.
I'm going to do
Chalk
Bowie
one
next.
up for...
I'm going to do some Bowie next, followed by some Northern Soul. So
Brilliant.
There you are.
Can you do a Northern Soul version of a Bowie tune? Try and find one,
Let's
please.
hope not. Okay. In the new series of Hardware, which can be seen on ITV1, starting again this Sunday night at 10 p.m, which is a good slot.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. You know what?
Sunday night.
I don't really know
I
anything
never
about
know.
TV. I've
Neither
realised
do
that,
I.
yeah.
Neither do I. There's no rhyme or reason for why things succeed or fail.
But apart from some stuff's good.
True.
Now, you're with Peter Serafinovich, who's a very funny and very talented performer. There's
He
a guy
is.
called Ryan Cartwright
Who's
in it.
also very funny and talented.
Don't know who he is. There's a guy called Ken Morley. We all know him
Ken
from
Morley,
Coronation Street many years
yeah.
ago. Any other surprises in the new series? Any new characters?
Well, I should mention Susan Earle and Ella Kenyon, who are the
course.
other two people.
I was
the
gonna
main,
mention- I was
the
gonna
main
mention them.
regular people.
Old Susie and...
Any other? Peter Davidson pops up.
Ah, Peter Davidson.
Peter Davidson pops up.
Former
playing
Doctor
himself.
Who.
Former Doctor Who and all-round good actor and good egg.
Plays
yeah.
himself.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
How can he play himself?
Well,
I know-
ask you. You've done it 3 times in various B movies.
I know how to do it. And
yeah, but it's a skill. It's a rare talent.
Frankly, I'm a little disappointed I've been asked to play myself in Hardware. But anyway.
Yeah, we couldn't get you.
But why? How does that,
Yeah.
How does it? What has happened? What is?
Never mind what happens. It's
What
enough to
does he
know.
do?
What is
What is he doing?
what is going on? What were you saying? Was that Hopkins or was that Mahatma?
I didn't say it.
Okay.
Gandhi, overrated? Yes or no?
No, I absolutely don't think he's overrated. He's always my benchmark for am I being a good person.
But Churchill versus Gandhi.
Gandhi. But I like Churchill.
What?
No, Gandhi.
Gandhi couldn't dance as well as Churchill.
He couldn't smoke or have gout either.
Yeah. Well, you don't know. He might have got a bit of gout for a different reason. You know? Too many lady fingers.
Oh, come on.
What? That's a food.
Yes, I know it is.
Well, what's wrong with me saying
Because
that?
in your mind, Jonathan.
No, not in my
Labyrinthine-
mind. Don't do that.
Okay,
Don't
Bowie,
do that.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, what about it?
You going to defend it?
No.
Fine.
Okay, although those trousers he wears, only he could get away with it. If ever you're in doubt, ladies, it's all there.
Do you say Bowie or Bowie?
Bowie.
Yeah, I say Bowie.
I used to say Bowie.
Yeah.
Till he smacked me in the face.
Yeah, and he corrected you.
Yeah.
From the horse's mouth, it's Bowie.
From the horse's
That's what I've always thought. Yeah, fine.
Although, who's know, when he came up with it years ago, he was a bit out of it. He might have made a mistake since then.
Yeah, true.
He might have forgotten.
True.
He might be listening in there, you know, don't you?
I'm sure he's a big fan of yours, isn't he?
I hope so.
I think that's really good.
You know, I kiss his backside.
It's really, but I think that's really great because, like, you and Ricky really love him, and he really likes both of you, and I think that must be great.
He likes Ricky more than me.
Does he?
Yeah, because he's got a bigger hit show.
Right, I suppose.
Bowie's very fickle like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know,
Changeable.
Ricky's days are over, really.
On the way.
He's got a bit part in an American show, and that's about it.
That's about it.
You know, coming up with a new thing doesn't sound good. He told me about it. Didn't
No,
sound good.
yeah.
I put the smile on. I
Yeah,
laughed,
yeah.
but you know,
Sounds like
didn't
what
sound
I
very
did,
Good.
yeah.
Bunch of reserves from
Yeah.
the second called something's army. Dad's Warmington on sea. He said he didn't sound very original. You used to play squash, didn't you?
I did quite well as a junior.
But
yeah.
now you don't play.
I don't know. I'm not a very
Is
sporty
it because
guy.
of the hip?
No, I started playing after the hip. No, I'm not a very sporty person anymore. you
Well,
know.
I think that's a shame.
Do you?
Yeah,
But
because
you play tennis, don't you?
Well, yeah, I've discovered sport late in life, and
Yeah.
it's been great for me.
Really, yeah.
It's broadened my horizons. I feel
Is that
like
what keeps you a bit fit?
It's one of the things that keeps me a bit fit.
Do you go to the gym and all that?
No.
Right. So, but you play tennis enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go to the gym occasionally, I suppose, but, you know, mainly to check out the guys. And do you check out men at the toilets, by the way?
Not in the toilets.
See,
no.
I don't do that. Now, someone checked me out the other day. I'm sure of it. You know, I was going to the toilet and there was a bloke doing that unspoken.
Where was it? Where was the loo?
It was at the gym. Hey.
Oh, right, okay.
Here's the
Because there are a couple around Soho that feel very invasive, genuinely.
It wasn't in a club called Hell or Meat or anything like that.
I'm talking about public lavatories, and when that happens, that makes me angry.
This was the gym. We weren't at the gym. I was there with you playing tennis when I went to play tennis at the David Lloyd Centre. And here's something I'd like your opinion on. When I went in to get changed in my gear, I opened the door of the changing room, which also doubles as the shower room and the toilet. Man standing, having a shave. It's early in the morning, so obviously he's standing in front of the mirror there, right at the front door, completely naked. Completely naked.
I saw him, thought the same thing.
Quite overweight, bald.
Yeah.
You saw him and thought it was Jonathan.
No, it was like a giant baby having a shave.
It was like Ken Morley.
Now, what's he doing?
Yeah.
What are men thinking? Is that acceptable? I don't think so, is
No.
it? What do you think?
No, it's a bit German, that.
Well,
I mean,
would
it's
you-
a bit Teutonic. Like,
It's very
yeah.
Scandinavian.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, it doesn't matter, let's all get them out. No,
Yeah,
let's
look
get
at
them
this,
in.
I'm
Put
very
them back.
relaxed with my body. I don't want to see another man's bottom.
No, neither do I, really.
Don't want to see his anything.
No, not really.
Nothing below the waist.
No, nothing below the neck for me.
Yeah, ideally.
Thank God you've got a tie on.
If he could have worn a burqa, that would have been good. Hey, first burqa mention of the day, and it's only 11:30.
Do you normally try and get them in before that?
Yeah, it's a kind of personal thing. It's a challenge. Martin, it's been lovely having
Well,
you
good
here.
luck. That's the kind of challenge that is quite a risky one.
That's what keeps Radio 2 at the top of the tree.
Yeah, exactly. That's what keeps the security guards outside. That's what keeps it like Fort Knox.
We have Jun Sarpong coming on the show later on. We've got music from Star Sailor. You're welcome
Whee.
to sit around and enjoy that if you have nothing better to do with your weekend.
I might stay around for a bit because I'm going to stay in town.
Yeah, we'll stay around and watch Star Sailor. They're playing live.
Okay, I might do that.
Do that. That'd be nice.
That's very
We
kind.
can be flexible, can't we?
Yeah, we can, yeah.
Who's this?
Not even bothering.